Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel. Let's take a moment to imagine something truly fascinating. What if there's another version of you living in a different reality, a version that's silently watching every choice you make, every path you take? Sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? But according to quantum physics, this idea might not be so far from the truth. It tells us that the reality we experience is just one out of infinite possibilities. Every decision you make, every thought that crosses your mind could shift you into a new version of reality. And in each of these realities, there's a different version of you. Some of these versions may be living amazing lives, while others are facing unique challenges. But here's what's truly powerful. All these versions are deeply connected to you. Now, what if you could actually tune in to one of these alternate selves? What would they tell you? What wisdom or life lessons might they share? This idea isn't just about curiosity. It's a path to deeper self-awareness and personal growth. When you explore this connection, you begin to see your life, your choices, and your potential in a whole new way. Connecting with your parallel selves can be incredibly powerful. It's like gaining access to the wisdom of a version of you who's already overcome the struggles you're dealing with today. Or maybe you'd learn from a version who lives in total peace and balance with the universe, someone who's already stepped into their highest potential. These versions can offer insight, advice, or even a new direction in life. And as you align yourself with these alternate realities, you start to shift your own, unlocking a world full of new possibilities. In today's video, we'll explore the signs that a parallel version of you might be trying to send. We'll also look at how you can connect with that version and use this connection to live a more abundant, conscious, and purpose-filled life. The idea of parallel realities is deeply rooted in both spiritual wisdom and science. Spiritually, it's believed that the universe is made of infinite dimensions, each holding a different version of us, shaped by our thoughts, choices, and energy. Every intention we set creates a new branch of reality, where another version of us lives out a different story. Science also backs this up in fascinating ways. Quantum physics suggests that everything in the universe exists in a state of infinite possibility. The concept of quantum superposition means particles and even reality itself can exist in multiple states at once. So it's not just a theory, it's a real scientific possibility that all versions of us already exist at the same time. Our consciousness, through the energy we carry and the decisions we make, simply chooses which version we experience. In the end, each of these versions of you represents a piece of your unlimited potential. They live different lives, but they are all still you, shaped by the energy you give off and the choices you make. So, here's a question for you. If you could meet one version of yourself from a parallel reality, what would you ask them? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And stay tuned, because today's journey might just change the way you see your life and your power to shape it. Have you ever wondered if there's more to your gut feelings, dreams, or strange coincidences than meets the eye? In today's video, we're diving deeper into the idea that different versions of you may exist in parallel realities, and they could be trying to send you messages. These versions of ourselves live in different dimensions, created by thin frequency barriers, but they're not disconnected. In fact, they are deeply linked through the same consciousness that created them. Some believe that these alternate selves are constantly trying to reach out, guiding us through signs, dreams, intuition, and even moments that feel a bit out of place. One of the most common signs is déjà vu, that strange feeling when something feels oddly familiar, like you've lived it before. It might not be just your imagination. It could be a brief moment when the barrier between your reality and another breaks down, letting you tap into an experience another version of you has already had. Then there are synchronicities, those meaningful coincidences that seem too perfect to be random. For example, let's say you're thinking about switching careers, and suddenly you keep seeing the same symbol or word pop up everywhere, on social media, in conversations, or on billboards. That repetition could be a message from a version of you in another reality who's already made that leap, nudging you toward the same path. Dreams are another powerful sign. While they often reflect our subconscious mind, they can also be glimpses into other realities. Vivid dreams, the kind that feel incredibly real, may actually be experiences your parallel self has lived. And if you've ever had a lucid dream where you become aware that you're dreaming, that's a moment where you might be able to consciously connect with these other versions of yourself. Pay attention to the details, the people, the emotions, the places, because they could carry real messages about your current life and direction. Have you ever felt out of place, like your surroundings suddenly seem unfamiliar or off? This odd feeling might be a sign that your consciousness is shifting, momentarily syncing with another version of yourself. It could be a signal to reflect on your current path, and to ask yourself if you're living in alignment with what you truly want. And of course, we can't forget about intuition, that inner voice that speaks to you without logic. Sometimes your strong instincts could actually be coming from another version of you who has already made the decision you're struggling with. It's like that version is reaching out, helping you find the right direction, even if you don't fully understand why. So the next time you feel a strange sense of knowing, experience a vivid dream, or see repeating signs, pause, reflect, and ask yourself, could this be a message from another version of me? Question for you. Have you ever had a moment of déjà vu or a strange coincidence that felt like more than just chance? Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. Have you ever noticed sudden changes in your behavior, like picking up new habits, developing unexpected interests, or shifting your daily routine without knowing exactly why? These changes might actually be signs that a version of you from a parallel reality is influencing your current life. It's as if that version has already made the shifts you're now beginning to experience, and their energy is now blending into yours. Once you begin to recognize these signs, whether it's déjà vu, synchronicities, vivid dreams, or shifts in behavior, the next step is learning how to align your energy more clearly with these other versions of yourself. This process is called vibrational attunement, and it's something you can practice every day. Everything in the universe is made of energy, including you, and that energy vibrates at different frequencies. Each thought you think, every emotion you feel, and every action you take sends out a unique vibration. When we talk about parallel realities, we're talking about different versions of life that all exist at once, each vibrating at its own frequency. For example, the version of you who lives a peaceful, abundant life vibrates at a higher frequency, one filled with gratitude, love, and clarity. The good news? You can raise your own vibration and begin to align with that version. Your vibrational frequency isn't fixed. It can rise or fall depending on your mindset, emotions, and daily choices. Some of the simplest ways to raise your vibration include practicing gratitude, showing forgiveness, and living with compassion. These feelings help you align with higher, more harmonious realities. When you express daily gratitude, for instance, you tune into a version of life where abundance is already part of your everyday experience. It's a small habit that can create powerful change. But remember, this isn't a one-time fix. It's a continuous process. Keeping your vibration high means building supportive daily habits like meditation, regular exercise, mindful eating, and being intentional with your thoughts and words. Meditation is especially powerful because it quiets the mind and helps clear away low-frequency energy that blocks your connection to your higher self. Similarly, choosing clean, nutritious foods supports both your body and mind, helping you maintain a clear and open energy field. What matters most is the intention behind your actions. It's not about going through the motions. It's about being aware of why you're doing these things. Every habit you create becomes a stepping stone, a bridge between your present self and the version of you that's already living your dream life. In fact, during meditation, you can begin to access altered states of consciousness, moments when the barriers between realities feel thinner. In these moments, you can visualize the life you want to live. Picture yourself calm, fulfilled, and in complete harmony. The more real it feels in your mind and body, the more your energy begins to match that reality. Over time, this version of you becomes easier to access, and eventually, it begins to merge with your current experience. However, none of this works without awareness. You must pay attention to your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors throughout the day. Are they helping you vibrate at a higher frequency? Are they in alignment with the life you truly want? Here's such a question for you. What's one small habit you can start today to align with the best version of yourself? Share it in the comments. I'd love to know how you're taking your first step. To truly align with the best version of yourself, you need one powerful tool: self-awareness. Being self-aware helps you notice the negative thought patterns and emotional habits that might be keeping you stuck in a version of reality you no longer want. That's why self-observation is so important. Take just a few minutes each day to pause and check in with yourself. Ask, how am I feeling right now? What thoughts are taking up most of my mental space? Then, take it one step further. Are those thoughts and emotions in harmony with the version of you that you're trying to become? If not, don't judge yourself. Just begin to make small, conscious changes. Shift from negative patterns to more positive ones. These tiny, consistent adjustments create a new energetic frequency, and from this new energy, you'll start to notice signs and messages that seem to come from somewhere deep and familiar, yet still mysterious. But recognizing and interpreting those signs takes more than just noticing them. It requires self-awareness, intuition, and a little practice. At first, these signs might confuse you. You might doubt them or brush them off. But as we've discussed earlier, signs from your parallel self can show up in many ways: recurring dreams, strong feelings of déjà vu, strange synchronicities, or sudden moments of intuition. The key is to observe these experiences consciously and trust your inner knowing. Don't be quick to dismiss something that feels strange or coincidental. Instead, start writing these things down. Keep a journal of dreams, repeated numbers, feelings, or any weird patterns you notice. Over time, you may start to see connections you didn't notice before. For instance, if you keep dreaming about a certain place or person, it might not be random. It could be a message from a version of you in another reality, trying to point you towards something important in this one. You can also deepen your understanding of these signs through meditation. During a quiet moment, focus your attention on a particular message or symbol you've received. Ask your intuition for guidance. Often the meaning won't be immediately logical, but your inner voice will offer insights that feel right. When something resonates deeply, even if it doesn't make total sense yet, trust that feeling. That's often how your higher self, or your parallel self, communicates. Once you begin to understand what these signs are telling you, the next step is integration. This means applying the lessons and guidance you've received into your real, everyday life. It doesn't have to happen all at once. It's a gradual process. As your awareness grows, so does your ability to shift your actions, thoughts, and emotions. For example, if you keep getting a strong feeling that you need to change your career, even if it's scary, that could be a message from a version of you who's already taken that leap. Maybe that version of you is living a life of deeper purpose, and now it's your turn to follow that path. Or perhaps you feel drawn to explore a new hobby, art form, or skill, even if it seems random. That urge might be a nudge from a parallel self who has already mastered it and is experiencing deep joy from it. So start paying attention. Start trusting yourself. You're not alone in this journey. You have other versions of you quietly guiding and cheering you on. Question for you: have you ever followed an intuition or inner nudge that led to something amazing in your life, even though you didn't fully understand it at the time? Share your story in the comments. Your experience might inspire someone else. By following the signs and messages from your parallel self, you not only expand your awareness and abilities, you also deepen your connection with that version of you who already lives in alignment with your highest potential. Every time you apply these messages, make small changes, or follow your intuition, you step closer to a more authentic and fulfilling version of your life. These decisions, even the smallest ones, help align you with the reality where you are already living your best self. This journey of alignment is not just about personal success. It's a path of deep personal and spiritual growth. Every insight gained, every shift in mindset, every intuitive choice helps you evolve into a higher version of yourself. As you grow, your consciousness expands. You begin to see that your current life is just one of many possibilities. And you have the power to choose which version you step into, based on your thoughts, your emotions, your energy, and your actions. With every step forward, new opportunities unfold. You start unlocking deeper layers of who you truly are, and as you align with your parallel versions, you feel more connected to something greater, the unified energy of the universe, where all versions of you exist in harmony. This is more than just personal development. It's soul evolution. You're not only shaping your reality, you're opening yourself to a limitless field of possibility, growth, and joy. So remember, every sign you notice, every intuitive nudge you follow, and every positive shift you make becomes a powerful force in creating the life that reflects your truest self across all dimensions. Thank you so much for being here and joining me on this journey. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with anyone who might benefit from this perspective. And before you go, leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts, experiences, or signs you've noticed in your own life. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching Beyond the Body. Take care, and I'll see you soon.